you've worked with so many icons. So I want to bring up some names, and you just tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, resilience. He knew I had been hired as the designer for Black Panther for weeks, and I thought I was holding that information from him. And then I said to him one day on set, because I did Thurgood Marshall with him, and I said, I'm the costume designer. And he was like, yeah, I know. So I thought, oh, okay. But resilience, I think, yeah, and what he went through and how he held his, it too close to his breast and not really involved a lot of people in his personal struggle, and how resilient that was.
Yeah. How about John Singleton?
My brother, family, and unconditional acceptance.
Yeah. Angela Bassett.
My girl Angie, I would say utmost talent.
Wow. I'm such a fan, and I'm always so curious how people are. So to hear this, it's like, wow.
Knows what she's doing. Utmost talent, to the point where she's actually a real human being, because she knows her talent, so she knows herself so well. She knows how to, get into character and how not to be in character. And so you can actually sit with her and it's not weird. You're just having a cool conversation with a girlfriend. And then she gets up and goes on set, and you're like, wow, the most powerful woman in this nation. Have I not given you everything?
Yes.
And I'm like, yes.
Yes. You also said that her measurements haven't changed in 25 years?
No, because she's, this is her craft. Her body is her vessel. So she's very much attuned.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
How about Spike Lee? One thing you
mentor.
Mentor.
Because he believed in me without having worked with me. I did my first film with him, and it was his first studio film, so it was a break for him. It was a break for me. He was steadfast in that Ruth Carter is the costume designer, period, end of story.
We're talking about School Days, okay?
Yeah, School Days. Oh, I didn't say
Classic.
that. Yeah, School Days. He's the one who, it seemed the passion of Spike Lee had an indelible impression on, my approach in this industry. I think the respect and the artistic expression of a lot of his films, is incomparable to any other kind of projects I've worked on. Not that they aren't as artistic in their approach, but his was very different, and it was my breakthrough.
Yeah.
And so I have habits, I guess, that I learned from understanding the filmmaker's process.
Yeah.
And that communication between the director and the costume designer.
I love in your book how you talked about basically leaving your job, your theater job at that time, just to go work with Spike. No contracts, nothing, just on faith in your word. And you left and you went and worked with him.
Yeah. I was committed to this, and I felt like I could trust what he said.
Yeah. And I love that he gave you complicated directions to go to his house on the subway. By the way, because I know Spike, I totally
got that.
100%. I giggled when I saw it. I was like, oh, totally Spike.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Eddie Murphy?
Ooh, okay. So I used my utmost talent on Angela.
Yeah, you did.
Oof. So I got to say, gifted. Gifted human being.
Yeah.
We're going to say those two words.
Gifted
because
human.
he's very much a human being. Like, I might say something to him because, we always, he is a legend. He is a Hollywood star. And, we tend to coddle them and know that, we want them to feel comfortable and be at, but you tend to walk on eggshells around Hollywood stars, because you don't want to ruffle their feathers.
Right.
But then you say something to Eddie like, don't look at, I have a pimple right here over my eye. Don't look at that. And he's like, happens to the best of us.
It does. I love hearing that. I love that because they are such superstars.
Yeah,
so.
You're like, oh, wait, I'm imperfect, don't look. He's like, what are you talking about?
That is so great. How about Steven Spielberg?
Ooh, I want to say a maverick.
Ooh, why is that?
Because how, he started, really knowing what he wanted to do since he was a kid. Mm-hmm. But meeting him and seeing that he's willing to take chances, and like what I did with him on Amistad. Mm-hmm. And I love the color purple. And you think he did West Side Story, mm-hmm. I'm going to say Maverick.
I like that. Mm-hmm.